Hey, what's up, VC? Joachim here. Today I'm gonna do part three of punk albums that came out between 77 and 79. Again, punk rock that's on the menu. Um, Most of these I'm showing 15, like I've been doing it so far. All these records are good. All of these are records that I recommend anyone to buy. I believe that for the most part they're pretty well known. There's nothing like extremely obscure in here. Yeah, these are records that I recommend to anyone getting into punk that are not familiar with these or some of these. Yeah, to go check it out, and if you buy those, you'll be a great addition to your collection. So let's start this with a seat first. So we're gonna start in Holland, Eindhoven, Holland. This is the Flying Spiders, came out 1977 on EMI. It's a pretty good record. This is a record that is not gonna blow your mind away. It's a record, it's like New York Dolls meeting pub rock. It's a pretty rock and rollish, but also, at least to my ears, he has a, I don't know, it sounds like the vile tone somehow to me in some parts here and there. Yeah, it's a classic Dutch early punk album. Check them out, the Flying Spiders. Next one up, a band that I've showed before, classic from Ireland, classic on Chiswick, The Radiators from Space, TV2 Art, their debut, everything you want by them is in here. Television, Screen, Great Expectations, Roxy Girl, Enemies, Ripped and Torn, Blitzing at the Ritz, fantastic record. Yeah, I really love these guys, and I strongly encourage you guys to check them out. Next one up, a record that is a band that is known or often referenced as one of the early Canadian punk bands. But no, they're more rock and roll to me than actually punk. But I decided to show this record, Battered Wise. This is a record that, I don't know, maybe they pressed a shit ton of this back in the day. By the way, this came out in 1978 on Bomb Records. But you still can find these almost in every single record store, even on thrift stores, like on sale bins for like $5. And it's great. The song "Everybody Loves the Loser" alone is worth the $5. Check them out. Next one up, English Kings of Sleaze, the Pork Dukes. I know this is a band that is not for everyone. I like them a lot. I think that sometimes we really need to not take ourselves seriously, and it's okay to, enjoy some bad taste humor. It's fine. It's okay. I love the Pork Dukes. This is their debut. I noticed this. I don't know if this was on your original shrink or not, but for some reason I put this in here. I cut it off and put it in here back then. So, anyways, for a real good time in London, phone the Pork Dukes Fun Club and ask for Susie. So if you guys go to London, make sure you give Susie a call if you want to have a good time. Anyways, if you're not familiar with Pork Dukes, listen to the song Melody Makers. It's fantastic. It's great. It's a great tune. Will make you laugh, and he has that more lighthearted, sillish side of punk feel to it. I love the Pork Dukes. Sorry, I'm biased on it. Next one up, another band that I've showed before. I'm showing their debut, Carpets, 1979, Frustration Paradise. Look at this fucking gate. These guys are at the gates of heaven. This is a pretty good record, man. This is not as good as the second one, Fight Amongst Yourselves. There's a couple wanky songs in here, but overall it's great. So it's punk, pub rock with a mod feel. Check tunes such as I Don't Mean It, Away From It All, which is fantastic. Cruel Honesty is fantastic. Indochina. Yeah, it's a pretty good record. It's much better than it looks. Check them out. 79 on Vegas Banquet. Next one up, hailing from New York, The Victims. Now this came out in 1979 on Golden Disc Records. This is pretty good. This is what you would expect from a 79 New York punk band, heavily Heartbreakers influence, rock and rollish. It's really, really fun. It's a fun record. Listen to the song Lost and Found, Dance With You, Gonna Find a Substitute. They cover Real Wild Child. It's a pretty good record and it's a cheap record. Even when I bought this record, I remember clearly when I bought this record. I bought this record I think 10 years ago in Chicago. It was the best store in Chicago, but no longer exists. So rest in peace, Logan Hardware. As far as I'm aware, I was told they no longer exist. But I remember back then I bought this record sealed. They have a stack, maybe like of 10 records. And I bought this seal for like $10. Now I regret not buying the full batch, but I was never that kind of guy though. But if it was today, probably the story would be different. But anyways, pretty good record. Check them out. It's available on Spotify, surprisingly. So next one up, classic. This is not the original. So far everything that I showed were first pressings. This is not the original. This came out last year on Mad Butcher Classics. But I had to buy this because I didn't have this record. I have the cassette though. The Outsiders, Calling on Youth. This is from 1977, originally on Raw Edge Records. This is post-punk before post-punk. This is fucking great. It's very, it's experimental and all that. That's what you expect from when you hear post-punk. You always, in art punk, you always expect some sort of experimentalism, which you'll get here. But man, you gotta check the songs Hit and Run and Terminal Case. And if that's not punk to you, you're checking the wrong channel. It's fucking great. Check it out. I mean, no offense. Next one up, another Canadian band on Columbia, 1977, The Diodes. Well-known Canadian punk rock with power pop sensibility. Classics here. Shit. I don't have my glasses. I cannot read this. But I assume, as far as I can remember, Red Rubber Ball's got to be here for sure. Shape of Things to Come's got to be here for sure. It's great. One thing that I always stuck in my mind about the Diodes, especially this record, is like for some reason I hear La Paz resemblance on this record. It's a classic. You need this. It's an absolute classic. Next one up, Rough Trade, 1979. Man, Swell Maps. This record is fantastic. Again, 1979. At this point, a lot of bands embraced new wave. The post-punk thing was kicking in, but these guys were, kind of like the Outsiders, artsy, experimental band. But these guys were not afraid of being loud and noisy. It's just fantastic. I will just, this song alone, Spitfire Parade, it's just like brutal raw punk. It's raw punk, at its finest hour. Check it out. It's a great record. Next one up, a classic. The record that I haven't listened probably in 20 years. I think I haven't listened to this record since the last time I saw them. But I had to show this record, not also because it's a great record, but this is probably one of the best live bands I've ever seen in my lifetime. I have a chance to see them multiple times, and it's always fantastic. A band that doesn't take themselves serious, a band that is all about fun, just like goofy, nerdy, fun, exhilarating punk rock. Dickies, fantastic. The Incredible Shrink of Dickies. Dawn of the Dickies is pretty good too, but this one is my favorite. Yeah. Song, he opens up with Give It Back, Pool Party, cover of Paranoid. He has the cover of Eve of Destruction of Barry McGuire. So good. Check it out. And this came out 1979 on A&M, and I believe it's yellow. I think it was one of those records that back in the 70s, one of the few that came out that's colored vinyl. I'm pretty sure it's yellow. Next one up, great band. Gosh, I don't want to give you guys wrong information. I believe they were like from Wolverhampton, maybe Birmingham, their area. Love this record. Neon Arts, Popular Music. This came out on 1979 on Satchel Records. Man, this is, I don't know how to explain this. It's punk rock. It's 77 feel punk rock. These guys have like horn section. Their use of horns in their music is just like spot on. It's fantastic. Yeah, check them out if you like punk rock that pushes the envelope a little bit too farther by using saxophone and stuff like that. It's not like X-Ray Specs similar, but he has its moments. The use of horns in there is awesome. Yeah, horns and harmonica as well too. It's a great album. Check it out. I'm pretty sure you'll love it if you're into this early stage of punk rock. Next one up, classic from LA, one of the most acclaimed albums. Couldn't believe, I believe 2 years ago I saw this on a record store, even though I don't know if it's an official release, but I never own Electrify Me rather on wax, only on CD. This is just fantastic. What could be said about the Plugs? It's just fantastic. In my opinion, it's the best early LA punk band. Just the song itself, Again a Loss, makes this record fabulous. Yeah, you need this. You can find these anywhere these days. For decades, it was a nightmare to find their record. That's why I don't have it. I didn't have it. Next one up, a band that gets a lot of heat. A lot of people don't like them. I know people that don't like them, but they never gave them really a try. I think people just, Gene October, he seemed to be like a very complicated character. People tend to not appreciate Chelsea, but I do love Chelsea, and I think this is a great record. And if you listen to the song I'm on Fire and that doesn't get you going, I will respect that, but in my opinion, this is a great early British punk album, full length. Let me flip that. And you have two more to go. So next one up, it's a classic Belgian full length. This came out on Philips, such as their contemporaries, The Kids. This is Raxola. Came out, within the last maybe 4 years. This is great. If you like the Kids, they do sound like The Kids, but they are dirtier, faster, nastier. It's really, really good. I strongly recommend this record. And I usually get rid of shrink wraps, but I had to keep this one. This sticker is pretty awesome. It says, first authorized reissue from the band's master on pink vinyl. Quote, the best Belgian punk record ever made, according to some guy from Japan. Pretty funny. Great album. Great. You'll love this. If you like The Kids, you will fall in love with Raxola. And last but not least, (1978) on Safari Records, an absolute classic, Electric Chairs. And I'm going to end this video with a mental exercise for you guys. You go back, you play the song Bad in Bed. You imagine you're walking into 78, 79, you're walking into a dive in New York. There's smoke everywhere. There's sweat dripping from the ceiling. The place is packed. Johnny Thunders is playing pinball in a corner. There's naked people dancing on top of the bar. And Bad in Bed is playing. This is one of my favorite rock and roll albums of all time. Fantastic. You guys take care. You guys have a good week. I'm sorry for doing these videos that you know, it seems like I struggle a little bit, and I do, because I don't put much thought into it. I just like love music, and I love to share music with you guys. Take care. Cheers.